This is Jonah Hill, and you're listening to the only podcast that matters.
Chicago. We are joined by the Baron of Buildings, the Blueprint Prince. His kidneys must be blocked because the drip is stony. The Don Dada of Dimensions, the Maestro of Materials, the Don Dada of Drafting, the King of CADs. He puts the chic in Chicago. How you say bad design in Spanish, me no hablo. The aesthetic is copacetic. He supports the Oma Omis, partner of the only badge we fuck with, creative director of AMO, which designed this beautiful store we're in tonight, Samir Bantal. Samir, how the hell are you?
Give it up for Samir. Let's go. He's nervous.
I need subtitling.
Yeah?
I need subtitling.
We'll slow it down a little. We'll slow it down a little bit. Don't worry.
Samir, thank you so much for debasing yourself in public with us. We normally don't talk to people of your caliber, so we appreciate you. You did amazing work. The store is gorgeous.
Thank you.
The first thing we want to do, because we're in Stone Island, we got to do a fit check. Tell us everything that you're wearing. Do you want to start top down or do you want to go bottom up? There is a correct answer.
Yeah. Think about this. Think about this hard.
Think about it long and hard.
Bottom up. There it is. Okay.
There he is.
Not a cop. He's got the badge, but he's not a cop.
What do we got on? We got the Air Force Ones on.
The Air Force Ones.
Fucking cooked, by the way.
Right.
You couldn't get a fresh pair for the store opening?
Come on,
These Air Force Ones have more frequent flyer miles than anybody in this crowd.
That's true. You travel exclusively in Air Force Ones. The shoes, not the plane. Yeah?
It was able, like, it's actually answering the other question about, like, what do you wear the most?
Oh, it's Air Force Ones.
Oh, well, fuck me. Let me go cross that out real quick. Thanks for doing my job for me.
How many pairs do you own?
Of Air Force Ones?
Yes.
Yeah. Like, look at them. Only one.
Oh, yeah.
One of one.
Clearly.
He puts the one in Air Force One.
What are the socks?
Typical socks, sports socks.
Okay.
What is there a brand?
Yeah, Walmart?
No, Nike.
Nike. Oh, okay. All right. And the
Walmart. They got Walmart in Rotterdam. They got Walmart in Amsterdam. Yeah.
Not yet.
What about the trousers?
I think it's a Danish brand.
Okay.
I found it in Amsterdam.
Okay.
Right.
You don't even look. You just pop tags.
Well, it's just like, it looks nice. It looks good. It's blue. It's
blue. They're blue. They are confirmed blue.
Navy.
For those of us that can't see, they are blue.
And then the crew neck and the T-shirt, do we know? Or is that just more Danish brands?
Oh, no. This is just Uniqlo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Shout out Nippon.
As a design guy, I'm assuming you fuck with Uniqlo.
Well, yeah. And, you know, like, it has to balance out with the Stone Island.
What is this beautiful overshirt you're wearing? Oh, are you wearing Stone Island too?
Oh, yeah. Well,
That's crazy.
That's crazy. That's fucking wild.
That's crazy. Shout out Carlo, the goat.
Yo, there he is. There's the
Capo
goat in the
badge
building.
out.
Yes.
Shout out the whole bad brigade, by the way.
Yeah. Do you know what's the model of the jacket? If people want to copy you, what can they do?
Beautiful.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
Beautiful. Green,
It's fucking gas.
metallic.
And I saw you earlier today. You were wearing or scoping out a long coat that you were like, this is best. This is good for riding around Amsterdam on my bike.
On the bike.
Yeah. Keep the legs covered from the shitty weather you get to do.
Thank you for saving the planet. By the way, you're a hero. I just want to get that out there. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. As best you can. You're not doing a good job there.
And then we have to ask, what are the panties? We ask everybody. What's the underwear?
I think Uniqlo.
Yeah. Okay. Boxer briefs.
Boxers.
But you're
Boxers.
wearing boxers. My fucking guy. Let's fucking go, bro. Let's fucking go. Boxer boys.
All right.
You want to know the color?
Yeah.
Yeah. Of
Blue?
course.
Navy blue.
Oh,
Navy blue.
Yeah.
Do all architects wear majority navy blue?
Black.
Black.
Yeah. But it's monochromatic
Statistics.
regardless.
Purely functional.
Tasteful
and we're
boys.
sipping on some Aquapana, Italian, of course.
Of course.
Molto bene.
We can't drink tap water here.
Yeah. All right. Well, fit check, drink check complete. This is Chicago. It's not Flint. Fit check, drink check complete.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of this podcast.
Yeah.
For
Damn,
this
is
fucking
fast.
beautiful crowd in Chicago. You know what I learned? People in Chicago dress better than motherfuckers in LA. That's confirmed facts. Not New York, though.
Okay.
What
kind of compliment is that?
It's from a New Yorker. That's a New York compliment.
That's backhanded as fuck.
Call me Agassi, baby. Samir, what is AMO, the place you work for, besides a really fun word to just say?
A good excuse to do fun stuff.
Yeah.
Outside of architecture.
What does that mean? It's like a podcast because we do fun stuff.
Break it down. These are babies. They don't know anything about design and architecture.
You know
like
how
we do.
architecture basically takes like 5 years, 10 years to do like to complete it.
That's a long time.
And AMO is basically doing everything that actually doesn't commit to the 5-year, 10-year, whatever. So faster, quicker, more popular.
And it's kind of in symbiosis with OMA, which is the legendary Rem Koolhaas's firm. Which does he know that his last name is Koolhaas? Like,
yeah, does he?
And he's an architect.
Has anyone ever made that joke?
Only in America.
Okay.
Only idiots.
Does Rem
Got
know
it.
that you're podcasting with us, and are you going to get fired?
Probably. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
This is your exit plan.
Yeah.
What?
This is your exit plan.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
So it's not just purely architecture.
No.
It is.
Scenography, research, strategy, product design.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're a Renaissance man, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
He said it. You heard him. He said it. I didn't say it.
Universale.
Yeah. Leonardo da Vinci didn't have Air Force One, to tell you that. How were you first introduced to Stone Island? Because like you designed this store. It's fucking beautiful, like we
Thank
said.
you. Thank
If you guys haven't walked around, I'm sure you'll have the chance after this.
Drink
But,
it in like a Modelo.
Yeah. Touch every material.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Touch everything.
Get your greasy fingerprints over everything.
Especially the clothes. But Samir, so how were you first introduced to the Stone Island brand?
I think as a high school kid, I saw the cool kids actually wear Stone Island.
The cool kids.
The cool kids.
Shout out Chicago.
Yeah. What?
Wait, like no, not like the rap
Oh,
group.
not
the hipster
not
rap
Chuck
group. Yeah.
English and Mikey Rocks.
No.
We potted with Andrew Barber.
Sorry.
We podcasted with Andrew Barber a few days ago and
Sorry,
talked
I'm a
about
white
the cool
guy
kids.
that loves real hip hop. My apologies. You just mean like the cool kids that
Cool
like you went to
kids.
school
You
with. or
just
whatever.
you just killed hip hop.
These are
Hip hop is
early-
dead, everybody.
My bad, guys.
Early 2000s.
Okay.
Right? Early 2000s.
They're in the Stony.
Fuck that up.
Yeah, real bad. That
In
was
Holland.
embarrassing.
Holland, cool kids wear
Were they
Stone
like
Island.
footballers or like were they just
No, basically guys who were able to kind of spend more on
Sure.
on stuff.
And their source of that money was
was it
we didn't ask.
illicit activities?
Well, the thing it was quite clear that everyone who was wearing Stone Island was kind of like explaining stuff about the
they were
about the
being
clothes.
brand evangelicals.
brand followers.
Yeah.
You
The
name it.
cult of Stony.
And then there was this one guy who Dutch guy who in kind of like in an accent of we have like black Dutch people
Yeah.
who are originally from Suriname, and so he was speaking in black slang,
And he's a white kid.
white kid,
He's like
and it was
our
like
friend here.
bragging about the Stone Island jacket.
Oh,
he
this is
just
the
bought.
YouTube you sent us. Fire.
Did you see it?
Yeah. Oh, I saw it.
If
On repeat.
only you would understand what he was saying. It was like
Well, it is
best.
subtitles, and he keeps being like, "What was it?" He's like, "Very cool, very cool."
Very cool, man. Very cool. So he was a white kid just nerding out about this in this viral video that was
and it
pre.
went viral. I mean, like
Yeah.
before that time, like we didn't know what viral was, but this
Right.
was viral.
Yeah.
And it went viral, and everyone after that knew what Stone Island was. But the funny thing is, like, he wasn't bragging about it like too serious.
Right.
He was like doing it with like humor,
Yeah.
but at the same time, everyone was like taking it very serious. Like, this
Oh,
is
shit.
a serious brand.
And then, but then they saw the fucking
They
Stony
saw
Drift.
the fucking badge, baby.
Yeah.
Had to cop up. When Stone Island, I don't know if it was the God Carlo or our guy Dustin. When Stone Island first approached you to
Yeah.
design this store, what was like the first thought that ran through your head?
The guy, basically from the video.
Really?
Viral.
Where is he now?
Yeah.
No idea.
I mean, odds are
He's somewhere in the
No,
crowd.
I think he's dead, probably.
Yeah, he's
if
somewhere in
I'm
the-
being
yeah.
real. That's morbid, but it's
No, and then the second thing that popped in my head was, where's Ravarino?
I don't know. You're asking me. I don't know.
You, I'm asking you. Like, no?
Oh,
Yeah.
Where apparently, like, close by where they make Ferraris and Lamborghinis.
oh, like the actual town that Stony is based in.
Yes. Yes.
So this is like the design mecca of the entire world. Is this little area with Ferrari, Stone?
It's like the
Lambos.
Viagra Triangle Chicago joke of Italy.
I still don't get it, but yeah.
That's what you thought of, just the history of great design.
Well, an effort, trying to take time, understand things, make
Right.
things, manufacturing.
Sure.
Like, not just like outsourcing. And everything.
Right. Start to
Yeah.
finish, taking it in house and doing the best job possible.
And then basically we went over there.
So you basically thought, oh shit, free trip to Italy.
Free vacation.
totally.
Sign the dotted line. Yeah.
Totally.
Let me get that cacio pepe.
How inspiring was that trip in terms of like getting the creative juices flowing for the store itself?
Well, I mean, I repeat, like I told it like many times. Like we go there, and basically of the whole day that we spent at Ravarino, like 90% was talking about like recipes,
like food.
like recipes.
Mm.
No,
Like-
not
like-
food, not food.
Oh, so not like no in
Dyeing.
the kitchen, but yeah.
Dyeing. How do you treat material? Like how do you like go from plain white cotton or plain white polyester to something that looks like metal.
That's diamond dancing under the fucking chandelier.
Right, exactly. And so that like immediately I got like, okay, well, this is a different type of company. This is a different type of brand.
Mhm.
They are serious about what they're doing, and only until the very last bit we were talking about like the codes and the stuff and the products.
Like, we got 5 minutes left. We should probably get some shit done here.
Exactly.
Wait, is that intimidating for a guy like you? Because I mean, you've had a lot of amazing clients, but like, is that?
Well, not intimidating, but like you recognize a certain kind of like value in like attention to detail, but
That's in the
attention to,
DNA
like,
that's baked in.
yeah, like the spirit, like and that was like really, really inspiring. And also like immediately the kind of feeling of like, okay, this is the right company to work with.
Yeah.
You weren't sure up until that point.
No, I was sure, but I was sure, but I mean, like that's
It
the
hammered
kind
it
of
home.
thing.
Point home.
What's more intimidating, that first meeting with the Stone Island team or
But
coming
this
on this
is more
podcast?
intimidating,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah, definitely.
This is way more intimidating.
What sets, so like, besides the obvious, when you look around and like, if you were reading about this store or watching the video that you guys dropped yesterday, like, what sets this retail space apart from others in your humble genius opinion?
Well, I mean, it's Stone Island.
Sure is.
And well, and it,
Period.
therefore, yeah.
We're in the right store? Okay, yeah. Just, okay.
Don't worry. No, I mean, like you try to really understand the brand before you do something.
Yeah.
You cannot just like enter with some kind of like generic idea.
Well, then you just get a generic retail space like everything else on this fucking block, right?
And it was also clear that they were not interested in transactional spaces.
Mm.
They were interested in like like how can we make a space for a community like people who
For these
follow
beautiful
science.
motherfuckers in the crowd.
Yeah.
Who dress better than LA.
And so I mean that was like the starting point.
So that was the end goal, and that's what you ended up with for sure. What's the role of a store in 2022? Because obviously, like, retail's changing, everything's changing. You do have these, this 5-year, 10-year mentality with typical architecture, but like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, is it all just transactional outside of like
Well, I
shit
think-
like this?
I think it won't be transactional.
Oh shit. Okay,
Yeah.
go on. I'm very curious.
No, I think the whole transactional part will basically be taken over by I don't know, like social media and whatever.
Mm.
Like I mean, like the way that the internet changed printing,
Yeah.
right? I think that
Like
also,
media, you mean?
social media will in a way kind of also change retail.
Right.
And there will be stores that will not be changed so much by let's say social media or 'cause
Yeah,
that will
brands with
stay
no
the same.
clout.
What?
Brands with no clout. No followers.
only like super transactional places.
Right.
Walmart.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You know?
Right. Target,
And-
etc.
Where you buy your
Amazon.
pants.
Exactly. And then I mean, I think that brands like this who, like they're built on a foundation of like, something more fundamental. I mean, will definitely be different and therefore will not be about transaction, but
Okay.
much more about like, space community.
Community.
Yeah.
So we were kicking it here with like earlier today and just like hanging out and having a good
Yeah.
time. Right?
Right.
Is that what
That's
it is? Is that
community,
what
right?
retail is? Like,
That's
Chilling with the boys. That's the point.
and the girls.
And the girls.
And the they thems.
Obviously.
What's your favorite part of this store specifically? If you had
Ooh.
to name just one.
Yeah.
The middle.
What?
The middle.
Like the rolling walls.
No, just the middle and standing there and observing, like looking around. And like
So this
seeing
guy in the yellow hat, this guy in the yellow trucker, like right where he is.
a bit more.
Okay, please.
bit more to the back.
You're tall. Stand down. All right, so a little further back.
The middle.
Why is it your Why is the middle your favorite? Why do you fuck with the middle?
What is it about the middle?
Because you want to hear like the material, like this and that. No, I'm not going to brag about this store. I think like
The burnt cork. The burnt cork is gas, though.
Yeah. That is literally
Yeah,
why you're
like
here is to brag, dude.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like again, like you stand in the middle of the store,
Yeah.
you look around, and you see people like walk in, you see people like look up, you see people like touch stuff. I mean, that's what I
It's
like.
not this.
The chandelier is crazy.
this is
How
cool.
insane do we look right now,
This
guys?
is cool.
Like rappers. Dude.
You can't tell, but Lawrence's Oscar the Grouch fit is
Sweater is green.
It is green.
Yeah.
So you travel around the world, right? You don't get jet lag. You told me, which is
Obviously.
insane. Yeah, the forces are fucking cooked. How do like people engage with Stone Island differently around the world? Because like you have like the U.S. way, But like, how do people in Amsterdam do it? How do people in Tokyo do it?
Well, I'm not an expert on Stone Island, but I do observe.
More so than us.
I do observe,
Of course, we just wear it well.
So I definitely see kids in Korea walk around with Stone Island, and I see kids in Holland wearing like Stone Island, and I think like the main thing is that everyone gets attracted by the philosophy and
the deeper shit.
The deeper shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also that it just looks so good, and like whether
and also the badge,
and like whatever, like Lawrence and I.
Well, I mean, doesn't it kind of like immediately give you?
Well, it's a signifier, right? For a variety of different things, like that you care about good product, right? Yeah. To one degree, the other is like, this is a great fucking brand. This is a flex, but it's a lot.
I recognize it. Yeah, like,
exactly.
Like
it contains multitudes, right?
But the history in the EU specifically is like so much richer. The way that people wear it there, in your opinion, and only what you've seen on a superficial level, like how do people wear it there versus how guys in Chicago might wear it?
What I think is interesting is the way that it got introduced. And I think the way that it got introduced in Europe, it was immediately as a collective. Like you couldn't like name a guy or name like a famous person that was wearing Stone Island.
Liam Gallagher.
But it was later. Later.
Fucking poser.
Later. Like, I mean, like he saw the kids and then he started wearing Stone Island.
Right.
Yeah. So I think like, the idea of like something immediately being embraced by a collective.
Yeah.
That was really interesting.
And that's in the EU.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You do travel the world, like we said, and spend time in so many different cities.
So many.
Look at the forces. Where does Chicago rank for you? And don't just pander to the crowd. Is Chicago like top 5? Is it like
definitely top 5?
Yeah.
Pander.
Pander.
Well, in your estimation, what is the most stylish city in the world that you've been to?
I love going to Korea.
Yeah.
Seoul. Yeah.
That's where it's happening for
I
you.
think it's quite experimental. I mean, like obviously Japan.
In terms of just like personal style.
I mean, obviously, like Tokyo or like Japan is very, very experimental and very innovative, like in like materials, like everything. But what I thought was really cool is that in many stores in Korea, like the idea of like gender neutral, or like unisex clothes.
It's already been there. It's already been there.
Common, very common.
Entrenched.
They're like leading that wave for sure.
Is there a city or country that, I mean, I think people are starting to catch on to the fact that Seoul in Korea is fucking fire, but like, is there a city or country that is maybe underrated when it comes to style? In your opinion?
The whole continent of Africa is underrated.
Oh yeah, for sure. 100%.
We're talking to
completely underrated.
We're talking with DJ Spinall, and he was probably had like one of the best fits of anyone that we had on this pod. Like, and he's like, come to Lagos, come hang out and party for 48 hours a day, and also just get fucking that Lagos swag.
Check Afrofuturism from Kenya, for example.
Yeah.
Or Senegal or Nigeria. I mean, there's so many talents that are not kind of like seen,
right?
Because it's not connected, let's say, to mainstream fashion or mainstream culture.
Right. Not yet. Maybe got to change that.
You're about to change that, dude.
Stone Island Lagos coming soon, maybe. I don't know. So AMO, my apologies for calling it AMO. It's just so much more fun to say that way. Is part of OMA, which, as we said, is the architecture firm that one of the main partner is the legendary Rem Koolhaas.
Koolhaas, yeah.
What's the best piece of advice you've ever gotten from him?
I don't think I've ever gotten any advice.
Oh, so he's
a terrible boss.
He just yells at you.
Is he not your mentor, or would you go as far to call him that?
No, I don't see him as a mentor. I don't see him like as a boss. I don't see him
peer.
He's your homie.
Yeah.
Is he fun to like party with?
Extremely fun.
Yeah.
Like his sense of humor is like so sharp, like so spot on.
Really? Which you don't really find in architects.
Yeah. What?
So you guys are a serious breed of professional creative.
So he's the kind of guy that leads by example. Would you say? Versus like him preaching advice or the other side of that coin.
Well, there's also like a way of like just like screwing things up. I think that maybe is much better advice.
His advice is don't fuck up. Is what you're saying.
Good, pretty good advice. Good advice. What's something besides his humor? What's something about him that might surprise people?
I think his sense of humor.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I mean like we travel a lot. Like we work on a couple of projects together, and I mean it's always like fun because that there's clearly like an on and off switch.
Sure.
Like an on work focus and an off fun,
Very,
relaxed.
very Dutch.
He has the work-life balance figured out.
I don't know about that.
There's a reason why these projects take 10 years to complete. It's like, run a little late here.
Too fun to party with.
Yeah. What another person that you spent a lot of time working with and building things with, quite literally, Virgil Abloh, big rip, especially in Chicago.
Rest in peace.
What's your? Do you have a favorite memory of working with him?
I think meeting him for the first time, like in person, was really fun because I think that many people who know him will probably tell you the same. Like the first moment you meet a person and it's immediately like you're like a high school friend. Like I know you.
That immediate connection.
Immediate.
Kindred souls.
Immediately. And like, you share interest, like common interest, like, in culture, but also like, from high school. Like it was literally as if I was talking like to a high school friend.
Were you wearing cooked Air Force Ones when you met Virgil Abloh for the first time? Oh, definitely.
You have to stay consistent.
Okay, fair. That's fair. Virgil once said that he and his team design the Off-White Nike collabs in WhatsApp. Did you guys design the Off-White stores in WhatsApp?
We only communicated over WhatsApp.
Like exclusively.
Yeah.
Wait, so you for real would like take a screenshot and like circle something like, yo, this should go here?
Literally.
What?
Like, well,
How effective is that versus how you
it's
normally
super
work?
effective because like it shows that informality can be super efficient.
Right.
Right.
Like
It can be a superpower.
and it's quick. Like I can respond to something with a screenshot and an arrow, whatever, or a circle, and then send it back. I can make a Google search, do a screenshot, send it back, super fast.
Damn.
If I would like write an email about that, like,
designing stores, it's just like podcasting. it's just like making memes. That's what it is.
Low left, minimal effort.
Yeah.
We'll do it all on IG stories.
Yeah, take the screenshot, put in IG stories, put the fucking impact font down there. Same shit. Let me ask you this. You're such you have a million things going on, a million projects, a million thoughts going through your head. What's inspiring you these days, Samir? And everyone take notes because he's about to fucking drop some gems.
How do you get juiced up? What moves the needle?
Is it TikTok?
I think it's TikTok.
No, like what are you reading? What are you listening to? What was the last best movie you saw? Like what's putting the batter in your back these days?
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't keep track of that. I don't know.
Travel,
maybe.
Yeah.
Yo,
being there in person, boots on the ground, seeing people.
During COVID, like peak COVID, I guess it's still going on in some parts of the world.
According to Samir.
And not being able to travel, like how decimating was that to you? Or did you like that you could like be at home and like be still for a second?
Personally,
it was a blessing because like I had my firstborn, like my first son.
Congrats on the sex.
Congrats on the sex, dude. Of course, man.
Confirmed sex haver.
It seems as if like you guys have prepared that joke, no? Everyone says,
yeah, dude. We use it every single week.
Yeah,
but it was like on cue almost. Okay, anyway.
Kindred souls. As non-sex havers ourselves.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
No, so he was born like right before COVID.
Okay.
And then basically everything got canceled.
And you're like, fuck, I gotta raise this
no
kid.
travel, whatever. And it was like the best thing. Like you have like paternity leave for like half a year, like a year.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you ever uninspired?
Yeah.
Like,
are you a hater? Do you hate? Do you see?
Well,
shit?
no. Different question. But like, are you ever like creatively like just stuck? And then we'll ask about if he's a hater. Do you ever struggle with that, or you're always on?
I'm struggling now.
Jesus, dude. Off mic, bro. We're recording this. Do you see things and you like go into hater mode where you're like, oh, this is dog shit. This is garbage.
Boucle.
Really?
Boucle.
That's
like
you hate
the
boucle?
material?
Yeah.
Like the nubby wool?
Yeah, the covering on like
Wait, that's such a specific beef to have.
My guy has beef with a fabric.
You're literally not above the fray, dude. What the hell?
You start to see it everywhere, right?
Yo, fuck boucle. It's on site.
Fuck boucle.
You heard it. Your first boucle is over.
All my homies hate boucle.
Done.
Boucle, it's not your day. What's been the most challenging project you've worked on? Was it this one? I mean, this is like, again, just so innovative and groundbreaking. Like the shit that looks like stone, but it's actually pressed paper.
Yeah. I know, every project has its challenges, no? Every project has, like every project, basically you go through a phase of like, okay, this is like shit. Like, we're not going to solve this. And then you have to solve it.
How do you get past that? You just keep your fucking head down and just grind through?
Yep.
Bro. You're a better man than us.
Yeah, for real.
You would have given up years
How do you do
ago.
that? Is that just a mindset, or is that something you've had
Or
to
is that a-
build up over the years?
Or is that a grind set?
Yeah.
Mindset. I don't know. You're asking me a question I can't answer. I don't know. How do you do
We
that?
appreciate your radical transparency.
How do you breathe? I don't know. Like,
How do you breathe? I don't know. Yeah.
One breath at a time, bro. Let me ask you a question that you have to answer this one.
I have. Okay.
Samir, what's the GOAT building?
The code building. Fuck. That's such an architect.
Yeah, dude, you're an architect.
Library, Seattle.
What's that?
The library in Seattle. The one actually we did, not to kind of like brag about the thing, but
Well, you're
I
calling it
love
the
it. I
GOAT
love it.
building.
it's a goat building.
This is the greatest of all time
It's a-
building is the
Google
library
it.
in Seattle?
Google it.
I can't. My phone's on Do Not Disturb, bro. We have a
Oh,
timer going.
Yeah, dude, we're professionals. Wait, how long did that take to do? Was that a 10-year project?
10-year project.
What makes it the GOAT?
Yeah.
Just what? Look at it.
So it's just is it the exterior aesthetics? Is it like the functioning inside? Like I've never been there.
Well, okay. You describe a library to me.
A community of nerds.
Yeah, non-sex having readers.
Yeah.
Lawrence has never been to one. He can't read.
Okay.
It's very troubling.
It's very
He
sad.
just learned that we're on the second page. See,
Now Google it. I mean, it's like
But that's the one that not only is it the best work of your career, you're saying that's
no, it's not my job. Like,
Oh,
I didn't do
who is
Like,
it? Rem?
Yeah, that's Rem.
Okay.
With the office.
Is it it's the Seattle Public Library?
Seattle Public Library?
is it like so you said like think of a library. Is what Rem did something unexpected? Kind of like
Wait, I mean, like it's unexpected. It's basically turning like rethinking, redefining what
Right.
what is a library.
Okay.
And
So it's not the pyramids at Giza. It's not the Chrysler Building. It's the
everyone
Seattle
can do
Public
pyramid easy,
Library.
no?
do you think
I guess.
Do you think the Seattle Public Library is so fire that it might inspire Lawrence to learn how to read?
Who?
Is it?
This is Lawrence.
It's so fire that in
Nice to
100
meet
years
you.
people will say that it was built by aliens.
What is so like? We got a very well dressed and beautiful crowd. Chicago, give it up for yourselves, real quick. See, they're so humble.
Yeah,
there's the Midwestern.
It's that Midwest hospitality.
A lot of creatives in this squadron. What's the foundational piece of advice you'd give to all the aspiring creatives who are tuned in here or listening at home?
Don't shake your head at me.
Don't take advice.
Don't take advice.
Don't take
Really,
advice.
from no one. On some can't tell me nothing shit. Really?
Why is that? Like people, like everyone's just going to
Well,
tell you.
straight true to yourself. First
Yeah.
of all, and don't take advice.
Is that how you've managed to become so successful?
Always.
So whose advice did you take to come on this podcast? Okay, but what about this? What if your shit sucks?
Not as smart, but what?
What if your shit sucks? Like, should you take people's advice then, or should
Right.
you just keep going
so
with your
then,
shitty?
then it sucks. Then you go on.
You fail out, you burn out, and you fucking.
You fail
I'll probably look
Work
back
in
at this.
IT.
I'm like, oh, the fuck.
yeah, no shit, dude.
I know you're not a guy that like delves in trends because you are like thinking 5 years, 10 years, 20 years.
25 years. Yeah.
Are there any trends in design, like in your space, that you'd love to see more of?
Boucle.
Wait, we're back on. That was a quick turnaround, dude.
Wait, that's a problem with trends, right? They come back.
Mm.
You don't like that.
I don't like that.
You're a forward-thinking futurist.
Well, I don't know. Like it basically is recycling old ideas, and of course, like it's very hard to be like
Completely brand new. Yeah.
completely brand new. But I don't know. Like, I think there's something interesting about like reusing ideas. But,
Okay.
If it's very literal or like the same thing, then it doesn't work. Like,
Okay.
It's like a one for one.
You can't carbon copy, is what you're saying. I mean, obviously.
Or don't just resurrect shit from the dead. Like make it new, make it your own.
Yeah.
Okay.
Change
All
it 10%. I think that's what Virgil said.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3%.
3%. Less. Okay. That's cheap.
Samir, you're obviously kind of like a uniform dresser, but I'm sure you didn't, grow up wearing all navy everything.
One last joke in my Air Force.
What? Oh no, there's gonna be a few more.
No.
Looking back, did you have an embarrassing like personal style phase you went through that you now regret and like you hate seeing those photos pop up? Like, were you ever like in high school like a tryhard before you were like potting with the cool kids?
Oh, grunge.
Oh, you were a full grunge guy?
That was
Did
fun.
you have
That
hair?
was fun. I had hair.
Okay. Was it long?
No, not long. No, no,
But
that
it existed.
It was like stringy and greasy and nasty.
Wait,
Hell
were
yeah,
you
dude.
you were like a flannel ripped
Wow,
jeans?
everything.
Yeah. Was it because of like Nirvana and
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
Also, Pearl Jam, and I could name some other bands, but
That's Neil Young a little bit there. Yeah, that's it. Though.
Silverchair.
Samir, it's time to get
No,
into.
didn't you kind of go through a phase where you're like, oh,
Well,
No,
not
never,
as old as
no.
you did.
Yeah,
I mean,
never,
we're
no.
not grunge,
Yeah.
but of course.
No, never.
all the time?
Wait.
Yeah, right now. Actually,
Can you send us some pictures of you grunged out?
I don't think those
was like
those
flannels and
exist.
like Doc Martens and shit.
Yeah, what was the
Yo, flannels, yeah, like straight up flannels.
Dude, fire.
I know.
What the best piece of advice Ram gave you was, "Hey, cut your hair, wash your hair."
shave that shit, dog?
Lose the flannel.
Yeah. All right, it's time to move into the next segment of this podcast, which we're not going to say it is badass, but it's that. But what are some surefire like home design tips for guys out there who are listening around the world that can maybe make their cribs slightly more accommodating to the fairer sex? Besides, take down your skateboard wall.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I once read an article that Hugh Hefner actually had a huge impact on houses, like on interiors.
Okay,
You know
like
that?
water beds and shit, like all velvet walls.
No.
Yeah.
Open kitchen.
Open kitchen.
Open kitchen. You could actually like perform the art of like mixing a drink
I see where we're going here. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
while keeping an eye on the person that you're with.
This is great advice. Okay, so knock down walls in your apartment and get an open kitchen.
If you have a
plant.
closed kitchen, make sure it's a non-load bearing wall.
Open,
Knock that
open.
shit down.
And again, Samir didn't say it. Hugh Hefner did. So,
Hey,
Legendary stick man. I mean, come on.
wow, what an amazing piece of advice that you've compartmentalized. Where you're like, all right, the kitchen and the library, too many walls. This needs to be a little more open.
Yeah.
no,
Any other
the fellas.
any other decorating advice from Hugh Hefner that you would ever take, or it's all just like should guys like get a grotto in their crib, or like is it?
Yeah, it doesn't hurt, right?
But okay, open kitchen.
That's actually amazing.
Samir, what do you like to spend your hard-earned money on? Because like you fly for work, you're fly for work. Like, what do you like to splurge out on besides raising your family? Child.
art?
Yeah.
Oh,
Big art guy.
You're a collector,
No, not a collector, but I mean, like,
an enthusiast.
yeah. There's one artist I really love, like just like the Prince,
Are you going to gatekeep, or are you going to say the artist's name?
Kumi Sugai,
Okay.
Japanese.
What's describe his work for us, or her work? His, her,
There?
His.
his. What is it? What's his style? What does he do? Painter, sculptor.
It's geometric,
Okay.
but kind of like
And it speaks to the architect in you, or
maybe, yeah. I guess so. I mean, like it's very geometric, very basic, very straightforward.
But you fuck
But at
with
the
it.
same
It speaks
time-
to you.
Yeah,
is it expensive?
it can be.
What's the most amount of money you've ever spent on a piece of artwork?
On one of his artworks,
Yeah.
I think like 1,400 euros.
Oh, well,
Come on now.
I mean,
That's
pre-inflation.
Bro,
Pre-inflation.
my fucking
He's
sweater costs more than
unknown.
that.
He's unknown. He's unknown.
Well, the price.
It's print.
The price of the brick going up.
Yeah,
He
for
dropped
real.
his name to
Damn.
all these thirsty art kids out here. Samir, you're doing incredible. This store is beautiful.
Yeah, you killed it, bro.
Everything you're doing with Stone, with AMO, you're killing it. We would love to see you do even better.
Yeah.
Indulge us a little bit. Allow us to offer up some constructive criticism where take it or leave it. Highly suggest you take it.
Yeah.
If you want to, actually like start spending real money on art.
So you're not a big advice guy, but don't fuck this up.
Yeah.
Is the point?
I'll go first. Design our dream podcast studio. Because right now we're just doing it in my apartment and I fucking hate it.
Done.
yeah.
What would that look like? to
Yeah.
you?
What is that going to cost us?
Open kitchen.
Open kitchen.
In the stew, baby?
He has an open kitchen.
All right.
All right. Damn.
Done. Well,
honestly, dude, fucking stuck the landing on that. Shout out to you, dude.
Greenpoint is not as beautiful as the home of like Stone Island and Ferrari, but you know, there's a super toxic former canal there.
We'll make
check
it
it
work. Great advice, Samir. How about this, dude? Have you thought about hitting a little cash grab, especially since the bar is so low? Have you thought about launching an AMO streetwear brand? Maybe you make some merch for these buildings and libraries.
Yeah,
There's
bro.
There's
t-shirts.
AMO. There's old AMO shirts.
Oh yeah.
No, how do we
No.
get those? Is it only for like staff?
It's like heads for heads.
Yeah, for the heads,
Heads.
like T-shirts and shit.
Yeah. Like I think like early 2000s. There's a you.
Is that shit on Grailed? Where do I buy that?
I don't know. You may find them like online.
Do you
I don't
have?
know.
Maybe you can send some my way.
I just like had a couple, like I trashed them on.
Oh.
I know.
Yeah. But thanks for nothing.
No,
Samir.
but I mean, like I think that there's and there's actually maybe an idea of the resurfacing those. So,
do you respect like the streetwear tee designer? Like, because you're a real designer. What do you think of guys that make T-shirts in their apartments?
Well, I respect that. I mean, like every form of art or every form of fashion, I think is to be respected. No, except for
nah, you haven't seen
except
some
for
of these
book
fucking
leather.
shits, dude. They're fucking bad, bro.
Oh, you put a rose on a skull, sick. Samir, thank you for doing
thank you, dude.
a live pod with the only podcast that matters.
That's us.
Where can the kids follow you on IG, on socials? What do you want to plug? Any buildings you want to plug?
Yeah.
No buildings yet.
The beautiful room we're all sitting in right now.
Yeah, come to the Stone Island Chicago store. It is fucking gorgeous. Blow a bag. Join the community.
Yeah.
You know the fucking vibes.
Everyone, please give it up for Samir
Samir!
Bantal.